Hello.
Hello, guys. Um, hello.
Loud. Sorry.
Hello?
Yeah.
Is everyone ready?
I think.
Let's give a couple more minutes for the more attendees to join.
Okay.
Good idea, right?
Oh, I want to type everything.
Welcome to the web.
Tejas?
Huh?
Hello?
Tejas?
Yeah.
People were asking about homework in the Schoology.
Uh, okay, let me check. Did they want to know if there was any homework or?
Yes.
Uh, I haven't been told about any assignment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and start.
Okay. So this is an overview of what we'll be doing today.
Probably they will be coming. Let's see. But we don't want to wait too long for everybody to join. So let's start, and they may join slowly.
So go ahead and open up Python. And if you just type in any string, like hello world, you can see that it comes. So I'll put it on the console.
Nandita, I think we are not started sharing any screen yet. I'm waiting for that too. Hi Tejas.
Hi. Yeah, my screen I was muted for some reason.
Okay.
Okay. So can I go on?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So Python is an interpreted language, so you can type in statements like calculations such as 3 plus 7, or 3 is less than 15, which types in true since it is. And you can also type in a message like hello world. And if you type in two strings, they'll both appear on the same line. So if you say hello, comma, world, I need parentheses. And the hashtag symbol signifies a comment line, so everything that appears after the pound sign is ignored. So if I say 3 plus 7, that gives me 10, but if I say hashtag 3 plus 7, it does nothing. So it ignores everything. I'm not able to hear anyone. Is the moderator muted?
Yes, Pranavi, go ahead. Pranavi?
Do we start
Pranavi, do you
from
have a question?
hello?
Yes, yes. Go ahead.
Can we start from where we left in the last class, or is it continuation or it is from the beginning?
I can check the last slide. Hold on. I think we finished most of it, if I'm not mistaken.
Daksh, do you have a question?
So the hashtag just means like, I think you taught us in the first class. It's just for like reminders.
Yeah, it's a note to yourself if you need an explanation for what you're doing, or to explain it to others. But it's ignored by Python.
Okay.
Tat, do you have a question?
Aren't you supposed to, use print so it's gonna print again?
What was that?
Aren't you supposed to say print hello world so it's gonna say that?
Yeah, you can say print hello world. Oh, I need parentheses. Sorry. Or if you just say hello world, it automatically prints it. So either works. Yeah, so I think we left up here last time. So this is the next part. Yeah, we can get to. Yeah, this is where we didn't get to. Okay. So this is a function called reverse word. So open up a new program and save it. So this program is going to take in a word and as an input and output the word reversed. So just go ahead and copy this program, and then I'll explain to you why it works. So I'll go ahead and run it. So you can say cat. And if I say cat, it gives me tac, which is cat reversed. So the reason this works is that it starts with an empty string, and it goes letter by letter. So when it says for C in word, it divides the word into each character. So for example, if the word is cat, it goes for C in word C starts out as C, and then A, and then T. So it iterates through each character in the word and adds that character to the empty string. So first reversed word is equal to the empty string, and then the second iteration is equal to C plus the reversed word. So that's C, and then A, the next C becomes A, that's the next letter in cat. So it adds that, and then the next letter is T. So it adds that to the reversed word variable. And then the output is tac. So it's a bit tricky to understand why that works, but does anyone have any questions about why it reverses the word? Okay. So a palindrome is a word that's spelled that reads the same forward and backwards. So as a challenge, go ahead and try to write a program that.
Yes, Taksha has some question.
Okay.
Can you show the last? Oh yeah, not it. I just need to see and what it for this shit.
Okay. So is everyone able to run this program without an error?
Okay, no questions, so you can continue.
Okay. So your challenge is now to write a program that takes in a word and returns true if it is a palindrome and false if it is not a palindrome. And a palindrome is a word that reads the same both forward and backwards. So,
Tattva has some question.
okay,
Tattva, go ahead.
So I'm not done yet with
okay.
this program. My goes to
Was everyone else able to run it?
Yes, Taksh.
I'm almost there. I just have to check if it's running.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it work?
No.
Are you getting an error?
Yeah, I'm getting trace back most recent call last file C / Python 27 / talks.py quote 97 in module.
Line 7 is this one. So just make sure that you typed it in correctly. Like if you are you missing a quote by any chance?
Oh, okay. Just give me a second. I think I got it.
Okay. Make sure you're not missing any parentheses either.
Oh, let's see.
Yes, Sush. Sorry, Sushut.
I didn't get it yet.
Okay. Do you have any questions or do you just need more time to?
Just need a little more time.
Okay.
Yes, Taksh.
One thing is that when I'm running the program, it's showing that cat. The error is that cat is not defined.
Oh, it says cat is not defined.
Yeah.
When you typed it in as the input.
Yeah.
Wait, so you were able to run it and then you got a screen like this. So did it say enter a word and you said cat like that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I did.
Hmm.
Is there any way they can share their code?
Yeah, I think you can make them the presenter.
Just a minute. No, it doesn't give the option to make attendee as a presenter.
I don't know then. Did you say input
Oh,
enter a word?
okay, go ahead and paste your code in the question.
Oh yeah. Wait.
I'm not able to open the questions.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any response yet. I think they'll. That
So what is this program all about? What does it do?
So, as the name sounds, it just takes in a word as an input and reverses it. So, yeah, just returns the word backwards. And the reason it works is that it starts with the empty string and it goes letter by letter in the word and adds the letter to the variable reversed word. And once it's done moving through all the letters in the word, it returns reversed word as the result. So I can just trace through the code one more time. So if
Pratham has some question too.
okay,
What does def mean?
it means you're defining a function. So it's short for definition. So when you say def, Python knows that you're defining a function.
What is a
Sorry, Pratham, go ahead.
what is a function?
A function is a block of code that you can save and then execute later. So instead of saying like over here, you have reverse word equals empty string for C in word, reverse word equals C plus reverse word, return reverse word. So instead of copy and pasting that code each time you want to do this thing, you can just say reverse my word and it'll do it for you. So it simplifies several lines of code into one line that you can call later. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Prithvi. Prithvi, you are in muted mode. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you show me the last program really quickly?
This is the first one that we did so far, right? Which one are you talking about?
The one before?
The pulled rabbit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we did this last week. I don't know if everyone finished it, but
Oh wait, the first one
uh,
that we did, and then we moved on to this one.
oh, I was just showing you examples of code.
Oh.
Like, I was just, yeah, it wasn't an actual program. I was just going through the PowerPoint.
Oh, because I never got to run it.
Oh, yeah, I'll go back to that slide once we're done with this last week.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, he posted a code. Ananya Mahadevan posted a code.
The thing is, I'm not able to open the questions.
Oh, you could not able to. Okay.
Yeah. Like it keeps closing each time I press the plus.
Oh. Let me check the code, what they posted. Ani Raya also says it's not working for them. Oh, they commented the reverse word.
Or did you comment out reverse word? You're not supposed to comment out any of this.
Yes, Tat.
I don't understand how the for loop works.
Okay, so when you say for C in word, it just divides the word up into letters and it iterates through it. So if the word is cat, then it says C is equal to C, and then C is equal to A, and C is equal to T, and then it does whatever is inside the body of the for loop. So a simple one example could be for number in 3, 4, 5, print number. And if I run this, what do you think it will do? It's just gonna, yeah.
I'll print the you'll do you'll print 5, 4, 3. Reverse.
Oh no, this isn't the reverse program. I'm just showing you what a for loop does. So this has nothing to do with the program. So you're just gonna go through every number in this list and print it. So first 3, then 4, then 5. Oh. Yeah. See? So that's what a for loop does. It just goes through every element in the list and then prints it.
Oh.
I mean, if that's what the body is. So it does whatever is in the body for each element in the list. So when you say for C in word, and word is cat, it just does it for the letter C, then for the letter A, and then for the letter T. So it does whatever is inside the body for each letter in the word. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is everyone okay? Can we continue?
Should I move on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So if everyone was able to write the reverse word program, you should now be able to write a program that tells you whether a word is a palindrome.
I think someone has a problem. Pratham, go ahead.
I didn't finish.
Okay. And make sure that you have all the parentheses and quotes, otherwise it'll give you an error and it won't run.
Aniraya?
Can you run your program? Because mine doesn't work.
Oh.
Did you remove the hash?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should get something like this. Does it not do that? What happens when you run it?
It only prints the first letter of the word. The first, yeah.
Oh, it just prints C?
Yeah.
Or did you indent properly?
Yeah. Copy and paste.
See, you gave some spaces, extra spaces in your code.
Written should be this side. Oh, okay.
Okay, I think it's solved.
Okay. So is everyone able to run this program?
Just raise your hand in case if you haven't. Okay, Taksh.
I haven't.
You haven't?
Yeah, I was able to get it. Somehow, when I run it, I put it exactly as you did, but it's not working. Maybe you have 3.5 and I have 2.7.12. Maybe that's one.
I didn't hear the last part of what you said.
So when I'm copying yours, the code, it's not working for me because I think yours is 3.52, but mine is the older version, 2.7.12. So the code might be a bit different.
If it's 2.7, then instead of saying input, you're supposed to say raw underscore input.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that. So, if version 2.7, use raw underscore input instead of input.
Okay, let me run it now. Yeah, it works.
Just a reminder, everyone, please use 3.5 because everybody is on 3.5, and if you use a different version, we may get different results. So try to make sure everybody is on the same version.
It's working for me now.
Okay, so did you type in a word and then did it reverse it?
Yeah, I put like cat and it said tack.
Okay, perfect. So now I'll move on to the next part. So using this program that you just wrote, try to write a program that tells you whether a word is a palindrome.
Pratham has some question.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Pratham Stat. So quick question. So what other editor can we use other than idle? Because if we just, it may be convenient to use some other editor.
I've heard about Atom.
Atom. So do we need to download that?
Yeah, you have to download it.
Okay.
And there's Spider. Yeah, there's quite a few. Yeah, you just have to download it.
Okay. Can we do? Does it work in Notepad and all, or
no, it won't work in Notepad. No.
We'll probably post some links in the Schoology.
Okay, yeah, because in idle, if you type something wrong, then it's like you have to type the whole thing again, and it's better if we have an editor.
I think you have to do that for any editor, but yeah, if you don't like idle, you can just get another one, and it should work equally well.
All right, Taksh has a question too. Yes, Taksh?
Just to help, I'm using idle too. If you don't want to do it like rewrite the code again, you have to go to File on the top left corner, click it, so then you will go to the editorials.
I didn't get what you said.
No, I'm just clarifying for Pratham's dad.
Are you asking how you want to run a program?
No, I'm clarifying for Pratham's dad. Remember he said that in Python, an idle is taking a lot of time because you have to rewrite the whole code again. You have to click File, so you go to the editorials.
Yeah, if you save your work, you can open it later. Yeah.
Click on File and go to what?
You have to, and you have to go on File and then click New File.
Okay, Tanvi Bardwaj has a question.
Okay.
Tanvi. Go ahead, Tanvi.
This is Tanvi's mom. Could you explain what's a palindrome again for her, please?
Yeah, so a palindrome is a word that spells the same both forward and backwards. So, mom, dad, madam. So, M-O-M and M-O-M, D-A-D, D-A-D, M-A-D-A-M. So if you, no matter which way you read it, it reads the same. That's what a palindrome is. So the challenge is to use the function reverse my word to determine whether a word that you enter is a palindrome or not. Does everyone understand the challenge?
Go ahead. I think no other questions.
Okay. So I'll give everyone about a minute to try to write this program, and then I'll show you how to do it.
Isha has question.
So we were wondering, are these slides going to be posted somewhere on Schoology or something?
Yes.
Okay. On Schoology?
Yes. It will be in today's presentation will be in the Schoology.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, so did everyone get a chance to try writing the palindrome program? Okay, so the way you do it is you define is palindrome. You can call it whatever you want, but this is a convenient name. And a palindrome is, by definition, a word that when it's reversed, it's the same as the word itself, the original word. So if...
Pratham has a question.
Okay.
I haven't run it yet, so yeah, I haven't run it yet.
The palindrome function or the reverse my word function?
The reverse one.
Oh. Yeah, it's, can you see mine?
Huh?
Yeah, can you see my code?
Yeah.
Yeah, just copy that.
Yes, Daksh.
One thing is said, now what are we writing?
What was that?
Now what are we writing?
You're writing a function called isPalindrome that takes in a word and returns true if it is a palindrome and false if it is not a palindrome.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. And a palindrome is a word that reads the same both forwards and backwards.
Yes, Pratham.
Can you just say that again? What's the use of a palindrome? Can you say it again?
Yeah, I'll write it down. So, yeah, that's what a palindrome is, a word that reads the same both forwards and backwards.
So, like, say the words cat, you read cat.
Cat is not a palindrome because CAT and TAC are two different words.
Okay. Thanks, I
So
get it.
mom, dad, and madam are palindromes. So this is how you write a function called as palindrome. So first I defined a new variable called reverse, which is, and I set it equal to reverse my word of word. So reverse my word is the function we just wrote, and it returns the word backwards. So now reverse is equal to the output of reverse my word. And if it is a palindrome, then reverse needs to be the same as the original word. And in that case, I return true. And then I say else, if the reverse is not equal to the word, then the answer is false. So I return false.
Yes, Daksh.
Is that it for the palindrome code?
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
Do you see why it works? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Palindromes basically, like if you say mom, it's gonna print the same thing because it ends with the same letter. You know.
Yeah, but we don't want it to print any, like we want this function to tell you whether it is a palindrome. So is mom a palindrome?
Yeah, mom is a palindrome.
Yes, so then we want this function to return true. And is cat a palindrome?
Yeah.
No, cat is not, because CAT, yeah, dad is a palindrome. So we want this function to return true if the input is a palindrome and false if it is not a palindrome.
Oh. Okay.
All right, Daksh.
One thing is that when I'm doing my program, it doesn't work because it just shows an empty screen. It doesn't ask anything like enter your word or. So should we enter should we put enter a word like something like that?
For your is palindrome function?
Yeah, because it's not working like that.
Oh yeah, so you can test it by saying print is palindrome of whatever word you want.
You're on 2.7, right?
Yeah.
So So again, if you're 2.7, use draw underscore input instead of input over here. I'll copy and paste that. So if you do this, it'll allow you to enter a word, and print is
Pratham has a question.
okay.
Yes, Pratham.
My question is, how are you supposed to know if it's a palindrome or not?
The function you just wrote can be used to tell you, because you wrote a function that returns the word reversed, correct? And and if the reverse is equal to the original word, then it is a palindrome. So you just need to test if reverse is equal to reverse. You just need to test if reverse my word of word is equal to word.
Oh, now I get the code. Palindrome is just the opposite of the word. Backwards. Palindrome?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy.
Now, tip.
Hit. No, not. That's what I'm talking.
Okay, shall we go to the next one? Tat has question. Tat, go ahead.
So I just ran my module. I ran my program, but I wrote a palindrome word, like I wrote dad, but it just reversed it. But it doesn't say true or false.
Oh, yeah, because you probably still have print reverse my word. Yeah, so just comment out the previous command from reverse my word. Got it? And then it should do something like this. And if yeah.
Okay.
So I'm setting word equal to input, and if it is a palindrome, I say word is a palindrome, and otherwise I say that it is not. Okay, should I move on?
No other questions.
Okay. Okay, so that's the end of last week's slide. So okay, so now we'll go back to this week.
Pratham?
Yeah, I didn't finish the palindrome.
Oh.
Daksh?
What?
You have a question?
One thing is that when I'm typing it in, even when I put raw input, it's not working. And I have 3 comments of the pre-quotation marks on the before one, like the reverse.
Actually, is it possible for you to start installation of 3.5 simultaneously?
I just saw.
Yeah. So did everyone get the is palindrome function to work?
Okay, no other questions.
Okay. Okay, so this week we'll learn that we see that everything is an object. So yeah, so in Python you just declare a variable by setting it equal to whatever you want. So x equals 7, and then I can print x. Or I could have set it equal to so now x is equal to the string person. So there are different types of numbers that it's possible to store in Python. So it can be an integer. So if I say I equals 9, and I say type of 9, the type of I, it says class int because 9 is an integer. But there are also other types of numbers like floats. So if I said p equals 5.6, and I say type of p, it gives me class float. So to find the type of any variable in Python, all you have to do is say type of variable in parentheses, and it gives you the type.
Okay, somebody has a question.
Okay.
Tat?
Yeah. So what is this program's name?
This isn't. I didn't name this program. I'm just showing you examples of variables that you can declare. So
Okay.
it's not a program. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I showed you floating point numbers, right? And you can also there's something called casting, where you can convert a variable of one type to a variable of a different type. So so p is a float, like 5.6, but if I say int of p, this is going to return an integer 5. So it converted p to an integer by removing the decimal portion of the number. So the way it casts is just by removing everything after the decimal point. And you can also go the other way. So I is equal to 9, but if I say float of I, it says 9.0. So yeah, it converts to a float by adding a decimal point, and converts to an int by removing everything after the decimal point. Yeah. You can also experiment with this a bit. So I can say x equals 4.5, y equals x, and y, what do you think this will return? Or 4.5, right? Because I just set it equal to x. And you can change you can assign new values to variables. So I can say y equals y plus 1. So who has any idea what value y will store after I execute this line? So if you said 5.5, you would be correct, because y is equal to 4.5, and 4.5 plus 1 is 5.5. And I'm now storing 5.5 in the variable y. And I can also say y equals x plus 5, in which case y would be 9.5, because x is equal to 4.5, and 4.5 plus 5 is 9.5. And instead of saying y equals y plus 1, you can also say y plus equals 1, which is the same thing. So y plus equals 1 is the same as y equals y plus 1. So does that make sense to everyone? Does anyone have any questions about what I talked about?
Looks like no other questions.
Okay. So the same operations can be extended to strings. So if I say s equals tree, or s equals juice, and t equals, okay, so I can say s plus box, and this should return juice box, because I'm just adding the two strings together. So s plus box just concatenates the two strings and gives me juice box. And I could have also stored the variable, the string box in a different variable, and then s plus b would have given me juice box. So it's the same thing, except I'm storing the word box in a variable and adding it.
Okay, Tattva has a question.
Okay.
So this is basically a variable, right?
Which one?
This program you're running?
The program itself is not a variable, but it contains. This isn't a program. It's just this is the interpreter. So it allows you to interact with Python without actually writing a program.
Oh.
So I can declare variables and set them equal to different things without actually, like what we did before was, yeah, that was running a program, but this is just using the interpreter.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so there are many ways to use quotes. I'll start a new one. So s equals this is a string. So that is fine if you want a one-line string, but sometimes people want to write something that extends multiple lines. So in that case, you have to use triple quotes. So if I said this is a multiple line string, yeah, so the \n means new line. So it says this is, so each time I pressed enter and entered a new line, there will be a \n. So the way this is to be read is as this is a new line, multiple new line, line, string, new line. So if you want multiple lines, you need to use triple quotes, like I did here. So there are a few methods that strings have. So len of string returns the number of characters in it. So if I set s equal to Python, what do you think this will return or output? So Python has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters. So length of string should give me 6. And that's what it is. And I can also access specific characters I want to in the string. So so starts at 0. That's where the indexing starts. So the first character is 0, the second character is 1, the third character is 2, and so on. So it doesn't start at 1, it starts at 0. You have to remember that. So if I say s sub 0, this takes Python and it takes the first letter, which is P. And I can also take substrings of the string. So if I say s from 2 to 4, it starts at the first number, so 0, 1, 2, and it ends right before the second number. So this is inclusive on the left-hand side and exclusive on the right-hand side. So this should return th. And that's what it does.
Taksh has a question.
Okay.
Taksh, go ahead.
One thing is that, so lens is you use it to find out how many different digits or like how many different values are in a word or sentence.
Characters.
Yeah, characters in a sentence. So like if you say lens, this is your mama. So it would like count out how many characters is in that sentence.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it can also be applied to lists. So if I declared a list to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say length of L, then it should give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that can be applied to strings as well as lists.
Alright.
So does everyone get how substrings work? So to get the specific substring you want, you just say s of, and then you take the index of the first character that you want to include. So if I wanted to say get YTH, I would start at 0, 1, and then colon, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the first digit that I did not want, so I type in 4, and I get YTH. So that's how substrings work. And numbers can also be cast to strings. So if I say I equals 7, and I say string of I, then it gives me 7 in quotation marks. So now it's the string 7, not the number 7. Okay, so the way string formatting works is that you have a percent sign, and then you have a string. So you have a string in quotes, which includes a percent sign, D, and then after you're done with the quote, you have another percent sign, and then whatever you want to print after that. So I'll show you what this does. So this is going to print 1, 2, 3. But instead of the word, it prints the actual number because I said 2 after the percent sign. So it's just a different way of doing the same thing, basically. So lists are just an ordered collection of data, and as I showed you before, the same operations apply, many of them at least. So I could have a list like M equals cat, dog,
Yes, Tat.
So when I said len in brackets s, it just saying invalid syntax.
what did you set S equal to?
I just said len and then in brackets I said s.
What was S? You have to say S equals, you have to set S equal to something first before you use it.
Oh.
Did you get it to work?
Yep.
Okay. So it gave you the number of characters in the word that you set it equal to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the same things can be done with lists, since strings are just lists of characters. So, for example, M is a list of the elements, the word cat, the word dog, and the number 42. So, who knows what M of 0 is? So if you said cat, you'd be correct, because cat is the 0th element of the list M, since the indexing starts at 0. And let's say I wanted to get list, I wanted to obtain the first 2 elements of this list. Does anyone know how I go about doing that? I just say M of 0 till 2. And since the first number is inclusive, it would start at 0. But the second number is not inclusive, so this is the 2 is the index of the first element of the list that I do not want, which is 42. So I would just say cat, dog. So since 2 is not exclusive, 2 is not inclusive, it doesn't give me 42 in the list. And of course, you can assign elements to lists. So of 2 equals bird. Now M should be cat, dog, bird, since I changed the assignment. So first M of 2 was equal to the number 42, but after I assigned it to the variable bird, the list is now equal to cat, dog, bird.
That.
So, like, how does that program happen? Like, when you say cat, dog, like, how does that happen? Yeah,
This one?
yeah, how does that happen?
Okay, so this is it's just called indexing. So, like as I said, the first number before the colon is the index of the first letter that you want. So since you want 0, it's going to include cat, and then it includes 1. So it includes everything in between 0 and 2. So 0, 1. So it includes cat and dog. But since the second number, so it's everything up to and not including 2, basically.
Okay.
But yeah, does it answer your question?
Yeah.
And there's a method called append that allows you to add elements to a list. So I'll start a new one. So let's say I have a list equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to add the number 6. I could just say x dot append 6. And now this is just going to include the same thing, except it has 6 after at the end. And another way of doing the same thing is x plus equals 6. So plus equals and append do the same thing.
Can I see the program of the previous program?
This one?
No, the one before.
Oh, I closed that one. Is there anything particular? It wasn't a program. I was just showing you examples of the ideas that were talked about in the slide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can also add lists to each other. So if x equals 1, 2, 3, and y equals 4, 5, 6, then I could set z equal to x plus y. And take a few seconds to think about what this will give you. So the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
That is the question.
Yeah.
So what does append mean?
Append is just means add.
So,
So whatever you have in the parentheses, it just sticks it at the end of the list.
and then so x dot append 6.
Yeah.
Oh, so x equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then.
After you add 6, it just adds 6 at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And plus equals is the same thing as append.
Daksh, go ahead.
One thing is that, so how do you actually, like for the program you just wrote, x equals to 1, 2, 3, y equals to 4, 5, 6, z equals to x and y, z equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do you actually show like the number? Because like it would be 15 plus 6, that would be 21. How do you get the program to show the actual number?
Yeah, so you're not actually adding the numbers, you're adding the lists. So I'm not telling it to say 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. I'm telling it to add the lists to each other. So if I have a list of 1, 2, 3 and a list of 4, 5, 6, the way I add that is by outputting a new list which contains all of the elements combined, which is what Z has.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
One more question.
Okay.
Like if you actually, like I'm not asking like you have to add a list, but I want to know the way to actually add the two lists together. Like not 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm saying 1 plus 2 plus 3. How do you do that?
Okay, so there's a method called sum. So let's say I have the list Z, and you wanted to say 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6?
Yeah.
Okay, then I could just say sum of Z. And that gives me 21.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes, that.
Okay, so what's the command function that makes the program do that?
You mean output the sum of a list?
Yeah.
Sum. You just say sum of Z.
So what does sum mean?
You just take the sum of like you just add up all the numbers in the list together, and it outputs the result.
Okay.
So I could add, like, let's say Z was equal to 1, 1. What do you wait. 1, 2. So what do you think sum of Z is?
3.
Yeah. So it just adds up the elements of the list.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so dictionaries are the next topic. So dictionary essentially, what it does is it maps values to each other. So let's say I wanted to map every number to its spelling. I could declare a dictionary, so say D equals dict, and then D of, or let me call it spelling. So spellings is a dictionary, and I want to store the spelling of each number. So I would say spellings of 0 equals 0. And so on.
Yes, Pratham?
My question is, like, right. So you put D equals dict. What is dict?
Dict is the way you declare a dictionary. So before I can start assigning values to the dictionary, I have to declare it. I have to initialize it, right?
So you're saying like 0, you're sending if someone types 0, you're sending to dictionary that it's Z-E-R-O.
Yeah, I'm just storing the spelling of each number in this dictionary that I'm calling spellings.
Okay. That's all.
Yeah. So so as you can see, when the values stored in spellings are what I just entered. So 0 gets mapped to the string ZERO, 1 is mapped to the string ONE, and 2 is mapped to the string TWO. And I can say spellings, and the way I can access the elements in the dictionary is by saying spellings of 0. And then it gives me the spelling. So if you want to know the spelling of any word, of any number, just say spellings of that number, and as long as I've stored it already, it'll give me the result. yeah. So how many values are stored in the dictionary right now? 3, right? 1, 0, 1, and 2. But if I wanted to add more, I can do that by just saying spellings of 3 equals 3. And let's say I try to access something that's not in the dictionary by saying spellings of 5. So is 5 in the dictionary? No, because I never assigned a value to 5. So then I'm going to get an error. So if you ever get a key error 5, that means that you're trying to access something in the dictionary that you haven't stored yet.
Pratham, go ahead.
My question is there like a shortcut instead of just typing spellings equals brackets 10 equals 10, or is there like a shortcut you could do?
Yeah, there's another way. You can just say, do it like this over here.
One is 0, 2 is 42.
What you doing?
Functions of the
So I could have just done this too. So if you set a variable equal to this, that's the same as saying p equals.
My question is like can you like spellings equal 0 to 100?
Yeah, it's possible to do that using a for loop. So let's say I say for I in range 0, 100, spellings. Oh, actually, it's not possible because I have to. Yeah, there's no easy way to do that. You just have to enter them one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Go ahead.
So, like, like, how does the program work?
Which one?
Yeah, this one.
This isn't a program. All I'm doing is assigning a value to a variable. So just like I say, I equals 9, and I is a variable of type integer. In this case, p is a variable of type dictionary. And the dictionary maps 1 to hello, 2 to 42, and blah to the list 1, 2, 3. So it's not a program, it's just a variable assignment.
Okay.
And delete is a way of removing elements from the dictionary. So right now spellings has 0, 1, 2, and 3. But let's say I say delete spellings of 2. So now it only contains 1 and 3, since I deleted 2. The other one that I haven't gone over yet is tuples. So a tuple is it's similar to a list. So if I say t equals 1, 2, 3, and I say type of t, it's a tuple. So the difference is the way I declare it. So if it's just parentheses, then it's a tuple. But if it's brackets, then it's a list. So if I say p equals 1, 2, 3, and I say type of p it's a list since I used square brackets instead of parentheses. So parentheses is for tuples and square brackets are for lists.
Akshay has a question.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of using a tuple?
It depends on what you want to do. So sometimes lists have an advantage over tuples, and sometimes tuples have an advantage over lists, but they don't have the same methods. So t dot append. See, so t doesn't have an append method because t is a tuple. But if I say p dot append 8, then I get 1, 2, 3, 8. So sometimes, they don't have the same methods. So there's some things you can only do with lists and some things you can only do with tuples.
Alright.
Yeah, but they're similar. Yeah, so raw input, we went over this. Okay, so another data type are Booleans. So the only two values a Boolean can take are true and false. So if I could just say t equals true. And let's say I said if t print 8. So this is the same as saying if true. I'm just substituting the value of t in the if statement. So if true, print s, and then or print 8, and then it prints 8. Let's say I said t equals false, or t equals false if t print 8. Then nothing happens since t is false and 8 is only printed if the condition is true. And there are Boolean operations like or and AND. So if I say A equals true and B equals false, then what do you think A and B, what do you think this is? So the answer is false, because true and false is false. So the way AND works is so A and B is true only if A is true and B is true. But if either is false, then A and B is false. So if I said C equals true, then A and C would be true, because A is true and C is true, so both are true. Another operation is AND, so I could say A or B. So what do you think this is going to print? So A is equal to true and B is equal to false. And an OR statement is true if either of the values is true. So this is going to be true. But if A is false and B is false, then A or B is going to be false, since neither of them is true. Does that make sense? Yeah. So an import statement is something that you can use if you want to use a particular package in Python. So an example of a package or library is math. So if I say import math, then I can use operations like math.pow23, which gives me A. So this is the exponent operation, so it just raises the base to the exponent. Yeah, the next topic is files, and I think we'll have to do that next week since it seems like we're almost out of time.
Do we have time for the files to cover today? I think it's almost 9:30.
Yeah, it seems like it's too long to cover.
Okay. Nandita has a question.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nandita.
Where can I find the materials from the last class?
I think they'll be posted on Schoology.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Tattva Tiwari.
Yeah, so what is the homework for Python this week?
I haven't been told about any assignment, but I think I'll just check Schoology. It'll be posted if there is homework.
Tejas, contact me after this call, then we'll discuss about it. Tattva and everybody will post any exercises on the Schoology, so look for exercises in Schoology. And make sure you have the notification set, so as soon as we post it, you can get the notification.
Yeah, I have the notification yet.
Okay, perfect. And Pranavi has a question.
Okay.
Do you have a code for Schoology?
The code. I think I have the code for me to log in, but I think it's different for everyone, right?
No, actually, the code that Shastri Garu, that the code that you gave in the mail, that was not working. Somehow, when I searched, it is not returning any code.
Which one?
Good question. Okay, let me read that out for you.
Oh, you mean the Schoology code?
Yeah.
Okay, I will email again.
Yeah, remember you had that in your mail before, like you asked me to refer to that mail. Actually, I tried that; it didn't work. It is HXPFN74ZZ and G. That is not working somehow. I don't know why.
Okay, let me check that, and I will email you the code again.
Yeah, this is what I have.
HXPFN74. Okay, let me log in, and while in the meantime, if anybody has any questions while I'm looking at the code. Daksh?
Is class over?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Just a few minutes and let me verify the code. I'm checking right now. I'm going to post it in the questions for everybody. Did you all get it? Yes, Pranavi.
Shastri Garu, that is the same as what I gave. What I gave above. Remember?
Okay, that is the same code. We have it there, and multiple members already joined with that.
Okay.
Check to make sure that you are joined as a student.
Yeah. I joined as a student, and I joined other program also, like robotics program in the same you know.
Okay, let's do one thing. Call me after this.
Yeah.
And we'll go through that one.
Sure, definitely. Thank you.
All right. Okay, Tejas, thank you, and we'll all meet again next week. And Tejas, if you can stay online or you just want to call me, whichever is fine.